Hi class, it's Dr. Janachek here. I just wanted to send a video welcoming you to Composition 1 and making sure that everybody is on the same page about how the course is structured, and to let you know that you can feel free to reach out to me now or anytime if you have questions or need help, etc. And so I also apologize for the poor video quality. The lighting seems to be not great right now, so a little bit blurry, so I apologize. So for this course, new modules will be introduced on Wednesdays, and then assignments will be due throughout the week, but each module for the week will end on Tuesday night at 11:59 p.m. So usually you'll get weekly announcements from me kind of going over the week's assignments. So if you don't have your notifications set up to receive emails whenever a new course announcement is made, please make sure that you do that on Brightspace so that you're getting my announcements. Because often in these announcements, I'm not only just reminding you of the work that's due for the week, but I'm also mentioning, discussing some of the concepts that you're learning, mentioning things that the class as a whole might be struggling with, or patterns that I'm noticing. So I'm also clarifying concepts, going over material, and providing insights that you're not going to get anywhere else, especially in the videos. So do watch those videos that I post. They'll help you make sure that everybody's on the same page. So the class will begin on August 21st, I believe, is the Wednesday. Yes, August 21st. I know online it says it begins the 20th at 11 p.m. So, okay. I don't know how many people will be doing work at 11 o'clock at night. I won't be. And so that Wednesday, week 1, work will begin, and typically assignments will be due Saturday night and Tuesday night at 11:59 p.m. And you should let me know as soon as possible what time zone you're in, because if you're in Pacific time zone, 11:59 p.m. will be different than somebody on Eastern time zone. So just let me know what time zone you're in, and I won't mark you late for submitting it within the constraints of your time zone. So 11:59 p.m. Wednesdays and Saturdays. Saturdays and Tuesdays. And sometimes there'll be something due on a Thursday night. So even though the week will begin on Wednesday, you might have an assignment due immediately that next day. So important to read the announcements, go through the course schedule, and be aware of when everything is due. Online classes are really great because they offer flexibility for completing coursework, but they are a lot of work. And so it's important that you come into this course with the right expectation for the workload. Because we're not meeting in class, there are additional assignments that you're completing that you might have done within class time. So discussion board posts are taking the place of in-class conversation. So it might seem like a little bit more work, and the work might seem overwhelming at times, but again, you would have been spending 3 hours in class. Those 3 hours are then reapportioned through assignments that you have to submit into the online environment. So do expect to dedicate 6 to 9 hours a week for this course, and plan accordingly, right? Don't start everything on the night that it's due, because you'll have a difficulty completing it, and to the level that I'm sure that you want to complete the assignments to. A note about the grading policy for lateness. The late policy has been changed over the summer. So if you're a returning student, you might not be familiar with the new policy. Now late work so discussion board posts and response posts are not accepted late anymore. Okay, important to note that. And that's because it's serving, like I said, it's replacing synchronous in-class discussion with asynchronous discussion board forum class discussion. And so it doesn't serve anybody to have somebody posting, a couple nights later when nobody's looking at the forum, nobody's participating and talking about that subject anymore. So, we're attending to the importance of mediums and thinking about your audience. And if you're posting late, that's not really respecting your audience. It's not attending to the constraints of that medium appropriately. So discussion board posts, response posts, not accepted late. Typically the response post, the initial post will be due Wednesday, with 2 response posts due on, the initial post will be due Saturday, with response posts due Tuesday. I'm thinking of a different course structure in my head. So initial posts typically do Saturday, 2 response posts typically do Tuesday night, and then all of the other assignments will be due either on Thursday, Saturday, or Tuesday night. You just have to check the course schedule and the announcements to figure out when everything is due. And if you ever have a question, don't hesitate to reach out to me. So those discussion board activities not accepted late. Everything else will be accepted up to 1 week late with a grade penalty, no more than a week. So what this course is not is something where you can say in week 5, oh no, I haven't done any of the work, let me do it all now. No, it's not going to happen. Okay, so up to 1 week late. Anything after that is not accepted at all. Okay, if you know that you have a mission trip or a conference or something coming up, all of the content for this course is already posted online. You can do it in advance if you want, and so having something like that coming up is not an excuse for late work. If you are going through something like a family emergency or an illness or something like that, I'm happy to grant extensions if you reach out to me and discuss it with me via email or in a Zoom or Skype call, or a Google Hangout. And Google Hangout is typically how I schedule meetings for this course, since we're all using a Google platform. The textbook for this course is In Conversation, which I believe is also the textbook that's used for Composition 2. So if you don't already have this, make sure that you get a copy of this textbook. You'll need it to complete the quizzes and other things. So in preparation for classes beginning on the 21st, make sure that you filled out the what's it called? The acknowledgement, SCU student acknowledgement, and the essential information survey. So both of those have to be completed for you to be able to access the content, okay? And if you don't fill out that student acknowledgement form by the end of the first week of class, you're automatically dropped from the course, and I can't get you back in. So make sure that you fill that out as soon as possible. That way you can access the course. And for the discussion boards, note that everybody else's posts aren't visible until you've written your posts, so that you don't have your creativity inhibited by seeing what everybody else has already said, and we're just not reiterating everybody's posts. So just because you don't see other people posting doesn't mean that nobody's posting. So don't take that to mean, oh, must not be a discussion post this week. No, it's just because you haven't posted yet. You have to post to be able to see other people's posts, and then you can respond to them, build on their posts, etc. The expectation for those response posts is that you're building substantively onto what other people are saying and using it like you would in class discussion, saying that's a really great point, let me build on it by adding X, or have you considered this alternate perspective, right? So in this class, we're learning about communication, principles of effective speaking, effective writing, mainly focusing on writing, but also you can think about communication in other realms as well, as we'll be doing, thinking about communication from a biblical perspective, and how our calling relates specifically to being effective communicators, and how language is a God-given tool that we need to respect and use with purpose. So I look forward to having you guys in class. Don't hesitate to reach out to me if you have any questions, and look for that first announcement going over the week 1 assignments next.